with none other than Mike from Pudgy Boy Sports. And if he loses any more weight, it's going to be Svelte Sports with a Z. What's going on, Mike? Welcome to the New York Minute Sports layer in the nutshell, I guess.
Yeah, the nutshell. It's the nutshell, which is very hard to crack right
Oh,
now.
absolutely. But we're all nuts in here. And guess what? The New York Mets and the New York Yankees, the fans were going nuts for the last 2 weeks, but things have seemed to settle down in Mets land, and they've really settled down in Yankee land. Now, Mike, give me the State of the Union. Give me the pulse. Check the arm of the fan, of the Met fan. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling a lot better than our last show when it was threat level midnight at that point. We were all ready to jump off the boat, the Cohen boat, the casino boat. We were all ready to jump off it. Do you see what a win does to a fan base?
Absolutely.
Just a win, and then you carry it over with another win. Big time hits. Not perfect, but yes, the Met fan, now we are on officially a winning streak, which is 2 in a row, which is absolutely tremendous. Feels good to win, doesn't it? So let's breathe. Let's calm down. Let's relax. It's April. I know it's the early proc that nobody wants to hear, but let's win series and everybody calm down. Met fan right now is tame. That's the best word I could use to describe it.
So I just finished watching, I'm going on an HBO series tear this summer with watching old HBO shows, but I got to admit, my favorite show right now on TV is turning the New York Mets game on past the 8th inning because, boy, all bets are off, folks, with the Mets and Jets fans last night when the tight end pick and the grand slam happened from the Minnesota Twins. It was like it sent reverberations through the state of New York. And then I get the tight end being a Jet fan, and then I get the end of that Knicks game, and we will get to the draft, the Knicks and Vrabel very shortly. But first, we gotta smoke out the baseball problem, Mike, because guess what? I'm smelling a rat in Queens, bro, and it's not the tire changing place outside of Citi Field. It's not coming from those rats, okay? Because those things actually are like Ratatouille at this point. They changed the tires. But the rat I smell is about, let's go back in the Wayback Machine. Let's go back a week, Mike. I'm thinking Juan Soto's injury is suspect at best. This guy is the Iron Man. This guy rarely gets hurt, and he rarely misses time. Now, when you're making $800 million, it might be like, I felt something in my leg. I might just take a week off. Then add that on top of it, the interview before he comes back. Hey, Soto, did you talk to anybody on the team while you were injured? Nah. Next question. All right, So then he comes back, and the first night, or I think when Juan Soto's coming back, Lindor goes down with an injury.
Can't write it.
I think you can write it, and this is what I'm talking about. Juan Soto goes down with an injury that I think is suspect already. Juan Soto comes back. Now Lindor goes down. There is something severely going on in this locker room. I don't know if Soto went to the front office and was like, yo, listen, man, it's either me or him, okay? And I think that these guys, it might have gotten so bad in the locker room that these guys are completely avoiding each other with losing time. Now, listen, I know hold on. Now, listen, okay? I think that Juan Soto and Lindor are missing time on purpose. Now, let's try to flush this out. Could you see any semblance of truth in that?
Absolutely not. I hate to agree with you, but that is a claim I cannot make.
You don't think that Lindor and Soto are like two scorn lovers in high school and they try to avoid each other at all costs?
I actually think both players, it's going to be the polar opposite. I actually think both players are so stubborn in the fact that they want to prove that they could win with this team, that they don't want to miss as much time as they're both going to miss.
Will Lindor finish the season as a New York Met?
1,000%.
1,000%. Is that a Pudgy Boy Sports guarantee?
Pudgy prediction.
It's a Pudgy prediction. All right.
That you will finish.
Let me take the tinfoil hat off, shall I? But the other question I have to you, how does it feel to live in the low-lev dev zone? Low-lev dev zone.
Oy vey, right?
Welcome to our lives.
Almost yesterday, I saw the best and I saw the worst. They got the first 2 outs. That changeup was looking filthy, man. It was beautiful.
For everybody that didn't see the Mets game last night, I turn it on. Devin Williams comes in, gets 2 batters out with 4 pitches. This guy's cooking. That backdoor changeup at 86 miles an hour. His airbender pitch, as he likes to call it, which usually ends up over the right field wall. But low-lev Dev gets in there. He starts cooking and then gets then he starts making it interesting, Mike.
3 straight ropes off the bat of the Minnesota Twins. And you had nobody else to go with because Weaver, who I think is going to be the closer now moving forward, which he deserves. He's pitched pretty well.
Yeah.
You had no option because Weaver wasn't available. So it was low-lev Dev or that was it. And thankfully, we could put this one to bed. But again, the process of getting those final 3 outs are very, very alarming.
Yo, bro, it's just amazing with the first of all, it's the injuries, and I always say this about the New York Yankees, and this is a perfect example, is that you need to get into a rhythm in baseball. When you're getting bludgeoned every single night and you can't get above water and your bullpen's letting one game go, or you're not hitting anything, or your closer lets it go, or you're making errors all over the place, bad teams or teams that are down bad choose ways to lose. And that's exactly what the New York Yankees were doing when they were 2-8 in the last 10, and they just couldn't find a rhythm. Now it helps when the Royals came to town, home cooking. They sweep them. They only use 4 pitchers in their last 2 games. They go locked and loaded into Beantown, and they just decimate these guys. Now, I think also, though, that it's not so much that the Yankees are really good now. It's that the Boston Red Sox are really that bad. So the New York Yankees just played 2 of the worst teams in Major League Baseball. They can only win the games in front of them. So that's what you want as a Yankee fan. But getting back to the New York Mets, Luke Weaver carried the New York Yankees on his back 2 years ago as a closer for this team. And I think he should definitely get the nod because, Mike, when low-lev Dev, and the reason we call him low-lev Dev, it's no disrespect. When this guy doesn't pitch in something called the 9th inning, he is absolutely lights out.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting now. With Weaver getting the closing, well, he should be getting the closing nods. Nothing official has been announced, but I think we could all see the writing on the wall. You're probably, like you said, probably going to be a complete repeat. We're going to see a different version of Devin Williams, a guy who just appreciates not having to pitch in the high leverage spots where the team's only up 1 run. He has to be pitcher perfect. That changeup, if it's not working at all, he's going to get roped.
Yeah.
So, like a lot of people predicted, and they were right. They were dead right about Devin Williams. He's probably going to wind up at least in the 8th to start. And if it keeps getting worse, the 7th. And if it's worse after that, that's when you give him like those phantom 2 weeks off.
When you get a player on your team like Juan Soto, you don't really know how good these guys are until you see them play every single day on your team. There's a flip coin to that. You really don't see how bad guys are. When you inquire them in free agency, everybody's going to do what the back of their baseball card says. Then they get on your team, and then you go, oh, I know what you guys were complaining about. All these guys like low-lev Dev. Clay Holmes has been a decent acquisition for you guys. Juan Soto has been. Luke Weaver's been decent. But now, everyone's scratching their head that the New York Mets are having the same problem that the Boone Swoon June New York Yankees had because their bullpen couldn't stop a nosebleed. And also, low-lev Dev left for 14 days of paternity leave last year. That completely knocked him out of the box. But who are the Mets playing next?
We got the Rockies are coming in for 3.
They're an improved Rockies team.
No, they're an improved team, but again, chip away slowly. Take another series, take it series by series, win 2 out of 3, get to 4-2 on the homestand, and you got another series against Washington. Take another 2 out of 3. You have a 6-3 homestand, and slowly you see the vision of the chip away, where baseball shows you how long of a season it actually is.
Yeah, and the people that are saying that the New York Mets are out of this, that's not even close to the fact. Though the National League right now and the American League looks like the East and the West in the NBA in the early 2000s, dude. So in the American League, the Yankees have the best record. If you go to ESPN.com and go to the standings, go to overall, you see about 7 National League teams, and then the Yankees. National League teams. Then the next team is only 2 games above 500, the Detroit Tigers, and they're tied for 15th with the record in the league. So It's unbelievable how mediocre or how much parity has been in the the American League.
Yeah. And when we spoke a couple days ago regarding the Yankees, I remember you saying, even though you played the Royals, you love the home cooking, sweeping the Red Sox has to be such a great feel. I don't care how bad they are, and it's not just that you swept them. You bent them over, you spanked them, you mollywopped them. They needed that to get brought back down to earth because Boston was trying to chip away and trying to get back into the race a little bit, but this was the series I remember you saying, I got to see them go into Boston and show me something.
I don't consume New England clam chowder because of my hatred of the Boston Red Sox, okay, and the Patriots. So yes, it always feels good to beat Boston. But what feels the best about this, Mike, is the manner in which they won the games.
Yeah.
So whenever you get up to Beantown, and you can get your Beantown bums at the New York Minutes merch store, that's going to be that beautiful blue tag underneath the video. But when you get up to Boston, all bets are off, dude. You're winning games 14-11, and there's always that Boston Red Sox and Yankees. Every time they play each other, it seems like it's 5 hours long. Fox loves a good Boston Red Sox Yankees on a Saturday because they'll have 6 hours of baseball. But, dude, when you have the Boston Red Sox, who are the worst hitting team in Major League Baseball, RBIs, average, and hits, and scoring, all dead last, it helps to, like, the games are like you got your car running out. Then, not to mention, the bottom half of the starting rotation of the New York Yankees has stepped up completely. You got Will Warren, you got Weathers, and you got Luis Gil. All of them had rough starts last rotisserie. Now, this week, all of them, 7 innings pitched, 7+ strikeouts. All of them had very similar appearances. Now, with Garrett Cole coming back, Carlos Rodon, I have chips in my elbow, scrambled eggs in my brain, Rodon. Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, Cam Schlittler, and Max Fried is going to be your 1 through 4, which is the most formidable 1 through 4 in Major League Baseball, as far as I'm concerned. Now it's going to be a competition for the 5th spot. Will Warren, Luis Gil, and Weathers. Now the conversation in that's going to be who's out of those 3 guys is going to win the 5th spot, then who's going to get moved to the bullpen, who's going to get moved down to AAA. Now you have to take into consideration that Luis Gil's already been moved up from AAA. You have a finite amount of spots that you can bring guys up and bring guys down. So now the New York Yankees have a wealth of riches. They have a good problem, and that's what they say in baseball. You have good problems on the team. Is that they're going to have to figure it out. And Aaron Baboon Bubbles Buffoon, wow, who loves going to that bullpen, is going to have to fucking take his little monkey paw off the gas, okay? And he's going to have to act like a normal human being and not act like JoJo the Indian Circus Boy with a pretty new pet and jump into the bullpen because he is in a love affair with Hedrick, okay, who has been lights out. Now, the New York Yankees were able to set their starting rotation, set their bullpen up, and now not everybody's burnt out. Now we're going to Houston on the revenge tour. Every time we see the sanitation workers of the Houston Astros banging the cans and doing what they do, Mike, it's time for revenge. So we're going down to Houston. Game's at 8 o'clock. By the way, guys, if you're watching here live on New York Minute, that's NEWYRKMIN. Don't forget to go see Mike over on Instagram on Pudgy Boy Sports with a Z. Also was on Fox 5 today in New York. Mike's getting some big props blowing up on Instagram. Go over there and please give him some love because we're going to be doing the Monday show, Mets and Yankees, every single week because New York's a baseball town, and I'm a baseball kind of fucking guy, okay? So we got the Astros, not to mention the Astros can't stop a nosebleed, but they're one of the highest scoring teams in Major League Baseball. Also, another thing that made me surprised, Washington Nationals are like 5th in runs scored in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, so when I said earlier that the Nationals are coming into town, in my head, the Nationals from the last 5 years are coming into town.
Yeah.
But they can hit the ball. A lot of their young players, Abrams has been tremendous so far. They have a lot of guys that could be very, very dangerous. So I would hope the Mets are at a point now where they're not taking anybody lightly because they are one of the worst teams in baseball right now. But when the Nationals come in, this is not your father's Nationals anymore.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I would just I wanted to touch on this real quick. Ray, what's up, Ray? And everybody, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Would love to see Lagrange and Lombard brought up. Now, this is the thing. So Lombard plays third base, plays a Gold Glove level third base right now, day one. Okay, this is a thing, guys. You got to take into consideration that the jump from Double A to Triple A is huge. Then a jump from Double A all the way to the major leagues, guys. Listen, I know that he looks great. Let him chill down there. The guy's 19. There's no reason to bring him up. If you bring him up, you could ruin a guy's swing. Mike, for example, the right fielder that you guys brought up in the beginning of the year. What was that guy's name?
Bench. Carson Bench.
Yeah, so how did Carson Bench perform in right field? He got thrown had a decent spring, 45 at bats, was pretty good. Then they throw him into right field. What happened?
So, he starts off like a little bolt of lightning on opening day. Then the next 15 games, Carson Bench looks pretty lost at the plate. Thankfully, actually, he's looking a lot better over the last 6 or 7, but there is a major, major learning curve that I don't think that you could just call up these. It's so rare when you get a guy from Double A. Not everybody's Connor Griffin from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and this is the thing. You guys got to take into consideration that the draft in Major League Baseball has changed. They're hitting on more guys than they've ever hit on as far as scouting, and technology has helped that, and all the things that go into it, right? But when I was a kid growing up, let's just say even the 90s, right? Dude, draft picks were like nothing. Now, like, they're televising the MLB draft, on the heels of the NFL draft, and we will get to the NFL draft. But on the heels of the draft, like, they hit on more guys now. Like, everybody wants Spencer Jones to come up. Just because you drafted a guy in the first round the last 20 years, it didn't mean shit. Now, things are getting more specific. Guys are coming up, and it's like, this guy is a can't-lose guy. So now I heard something about that. The correlation might be guys are throwing 100 in high school now.
Yeah, I don't know how they're throwing more breaking balls than ever, and they're trying to mix all these pitches through college and high school. It's these kids, and they're coming up so fast now, dude. Like a guy like McClain, who the Mets just drafted in the 3rd round in 24, is already producing in the major leagues. Like, now more than ever, if a guy's ready, he's ready. So I completely agree with you in terms of Lombard and any of these other prospects. Let him sit in the minors for now.
And another example of that is you got Austin Wells and Anthony Volpe. They were brought up a year ahead of schedule, and I think that they've been suffering ever since. Either them, the New York Yankees treated Anthony Volpe like a rented mule from Sicily because he had a torn labrum in his shoulder, and they played him for 2 months on it every single day. And Austin Wells, man, it's getting to the point with him. He catches a good game, but there's a lot of guys that can. Trevino caught a good game, okay? And he got the shit knocked out of him last night, but his offense is just not there. The New York Yankees knew that they had to address the third base situation a long time ago. And speaking of third base, a guy that used to play third base for the New York Mets, Beatty.
Brett Beatty, yeah, my guy, right?
Yes. So just take me down the Beatty lane.
Beatty's a guy who, I know everybody loved his swing when he first came up. First pitch he ever saw in the major leagues, blasted it in Atlanta, home run. Everyone's excited. Yeah. Just has not been consistent with the Mets. He's been getting every opportunity, that he can possibly imagine. Finally comes out yesterday, hits his first home run of the season. That was nice to see against a guy like Joe Ryan with Minnesota. The Mets really needed that 3-run shot with 2 outs. They were already down 1-0. But again, inconsistency with Beatty. I mean, he's a guy who the Mets gave the time to, and like you said with other guys, it just hasn't worked out. And they drafted Beatty 7 years ago. Like, at this point, it's what do we?
I've been hearing about this guy. It's like, who have we been hearing about longer, Beatty or Grand Theft Auto 6?
Oh.
I think they might have came out at the same time. They might have started developing at the same time.
Yeah, and I get it. People get frustrated. Teams want to see these guys come up and play, but sometimes there's just no spots for them, and you can't force guys into the lineup and try to. What I don't like, I don't know about this. The thing that I have the biggest problem with is the Mets have players in their farm system, and I'm sure I don't see the Yankees do it as much. Correct me if I'm wrong. The Mets will call up a guy like Ronnie Mauricio, right? Who's red, steaming hot in AAA.
Yeah.
3 home run night a couple days ago. They'll call him up, he'll play, and then he'll sit for 3 days. And I don't want that. Keep him in AAA if you're going to do that.
I mean, you're talking to the right guy for that. Because, I mean, you talk about the New York Yankees benching Ben Rice every time they can turn around. It's not like he's playing. This is what I don't get. And this is why I think they run it with computers, because there's no rhyme or reason to their fucking. Like, they used to. He was catching and playing first base last year, and they wouldn't give him any days off. The only days that they would give him off is after he hits 3 home runs. And then this year, they're bending over backwards to play Trent Grisham, another left hand. I'm like, you can't hit Ben Rice against lefties? Yes. Ben Rice can hit anything he wants at this point, and you got to keep these guys hot. They don't believe in a hot hand. They don't believe in streaks and shit like that. And it's like, what? See, this is where the rubber meets the road, Mike. It's old school baseball guys and it's analytics guys. That's why you got Bubbles as the head coach. That's why you got guys like DeRosa for the World Baseball Classic who don't know how many games clinch. This is what you get now. It's through proxy, through the general managers, and you know that more than anything. Stearns is a puppet. Mendoza's a puppet for Stearns. Get your Fire Mendoza T-shirts, by the way, and Baboon. Get your Baboon shirts, by the way, too. We have a baboon blowing bubbles with a buffoon hat on. Check that out, guys. So you have I would just wish that the general managers would put the uniform on and get in the goddamn dugout. And, let's see it. The Yankees have been very, very good at producing starting pitching and arms. I would say right around Luis Severino before that time, the Yankees pitching lamp has gotten excellent, and they know how to produce arms. You got LaGrange, you got Elmer Rodriguez Cruz down in AAA. The arms are plentiful. So it's either the Yankees are going to package these guys up, given us for proven guys, but the New York Yankees have guys like Gittrick on the team, and they're getting cute, and they try to get too smart for baseball. But I know that you're a Stearns guy. I want to hear some. Are you starting to bail out on him, or are you still Team Stearns?
No, I'm not. I'm not close to bailing out on Stearns yet. I got to see him, what he put through this minor league system already, whether these guys pan out or not. I got to see David Stearns be able to build a team. I've seen him build a consistent winner in Milwaukee. People just want to throw back in my face. He never won a World Series. Okay, I get it. A lot of people haven't won a World Series, but we call them geniuses as well. David Stearns built a consistent winner. He's been here for 2 years, 3 off seasons. Got injected with the team that he got injected with when he got here. Couldn't do anything about it. Had to repeat it in 2025, where he probably wanted to rebuild this thing already. And then he got pushed back again till this offseason, where he could finally start trying to build the team that he wants to build along with the young players. So I look at this year as the first year where he kind of finally got his hands all over the team. And don't get me wrong, 9-16. Can't argue that. It looks horrible. But I think this year is the actual start now of him putting his vision of this team together.
Yeah, that shit always happens. It's like everyone always talks about Billy Beane like he's Albert Einstein. It's like, how many rings Billy Beane got?
Yeah.
Like, fucking that Moneyball. I love the movie, but it's like the Yankees, we can think that was the flip year, man. And it's like they're acting like in that movie like they didn't have anybody. They were getting Joe the plumber from the grocery store to come play first base for him. And it's like you had Miguel Tejada, you had Hudson, Barry Zito. You had the reigning MVP at shortstop, man. It's like, yeah, you guys are really suffering, you know? You really outsmart baseball. And that's what I can't stand. It's outsmarting baseball. And you even saw the New York Yankees starting to bail on that. So they got cute. They tried to do this lefty-righty matchups, defensive replacements, and then they're like, hey, actually, we don't have a quasi-all-star team, and we can't play the type of baseball we want. We need to push the best hitters in the lineup to the top of the order and fucking start playing some baseball. And that's what they started to do. You started to see Rosario lead off, and you know how I feel about Trent Grisham. And they moved him into the 5 spot. I guess they must have heard me here on New York Minute Sports because they moved him to the 5 spot, and that's where he should belong. I mean, the guy's got a fucking 289 slugging.
Do
So
you think Michael Kay took your suggestion and brought it to the Yankees front office
oh,
about Trent
absolutely.
Grisham?
Yeah. First, I think he wrote it down. I think he wrote the note down, and then he jammed it up his ass and walked it and then he goes, "Hold on," and he's like, "I thought you had something to tell me, Mike." He's like, "Just wait until after lunch, and I'll give you the note."
Oh, Michael Kay, I love
Do you
him.
know how many people I get coming up to me asking me how Michael K's doing? I'm like, call Mr. fucking Potato Head and find out from him.
Call his show, you'll get right on.
He's in timeout. He needs me, man. All these dinos, all these guys who are caretakers at Jurassic Park are trying to get into social media now. And they need people who have organic followings like New York Minute Sports and Pudgy Boy Sports for some shine. And I am the best. Listen, man, I got to admit, I'm tongue in cheek on this show, but literally that phone call was the best thing that happened to his show in a year. It was like the most excitement this guy's had in his life. And now, like, imagine this. You're an announcer and Trent Grisham hits a home run and you're thinking about me. That you
Yeah.
lost the script. Listen, Howard Stern played it the best. And that's why he was the king of all media. Howard Stern would act like the person doesn't exist. Right?
Yeah. And especially with you, when you have that large of a platform, for you to take the phone call that he took with you the day prior to bringing you back up the following day based on Trent Grisham's performance, I mean, it just goes to show you Michael Kay and where his mindset is at right now.
To allocate funds of ESPN to make a montage towards me.
And it's a 2-hour show. It's not like it's a 5-hour show.
Yeah.
That's 60. Well, with commercials, maybe he gets like 45 minutes of airtime. He took time to speak about you.
You're a Stern fan, so you'll know this story, but this is for the people at home. Artie Lang was on Stern's show all the time, and he's on there with Norm Macdonald, and they used to chill with Bob Uecker, and Bob Uecker used to have the most filthy mouth ever, and they used to go out with Artie Lang, and they used to go out with Norm Macdonald, and they'd hit the town. And he'd be like, "Hey, look at the bah on this fucking," and he would be up in the announce booth doing a Brewers game, and you have a cough button. So whenever you need to go cough, you press the button, so it cuts off the microphone. So Artie Lang and Norm Macdonald are behind him, and every time he's like, "And it's ground ball to first," and look at the tits on that blonde, and it's out at first base. So he'd switch up and he'd do this thing real quick, and the guy was a master at the craft, but. You don't go on the Stern show and announce this to people because he got back to Bob Uecker, and Bob Uecker calls Norm Macdonald at his house, and he goes, "Hey, Norm." He's like, "Yeah, that Artie fucking Klein guy's really got a big mouth, huh?" And then Norm's like, "I don't know," and he goes, "Yeah, I guess that Artie Klein guy's really running out of fucking material." Okay, so that's what I'm saying about Mike K. This guy's short on material. He's hoping I call back. He was having a reverse remote yesterday.